Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP today. As the 2024 MotoGP season progresses, speculation is growing about Marc Márquez's future with Ducati. With his move to the official Ducati factory team in 2025, many are theorizing that Marquez might be prioritizing next year for a major comeback. Could this be the moment when the 8-time world champion returns to the top? In a surprising turn of events, American Moto2 rider Joe Roberts has seemingly been overlooked for a promotion to MotoGP, despite strong indications that he was a frontrunner for the position. This decision has raised eyebrows, especially among those who saw Roberts as the ideal candidate for a US-backed team looking to make its mark in MotoGP. After a challenging weekend at the Austrian Grand Prix, KTM's Jack Miller has shared his thoughts on his performance and his ongoing journey to rebuild confidence. Despite a strong start in the sprint race, Miller faced setbacks on Sunday, but his determination remains unshaken. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marc Márquez, currently riding for Gresini Racing, is set to join the Ducati factory team in 2025. This move is seen as pivotal, as it will put Marquez on equal machinery with current factory star Pecco Bagnaia, raising expectations for a renewed rivalry. However, despite his undeniable talent, Marquez has yet to secure a win in either a sprint or a Grand Prix after 11 rounds this season. It's Marc Márquez. Surely he just wants to beat them. That attitude was there at the start of the season. I feel like he's pushing because he is making mistakes in practice sessions. He is probably thinking his number one target this year was to get the factory bike. Now he's going to look after himself, turn up next year and smoke everybody. Quote from Alex Lowe's, TNT Sport. The theory suggests that Marquez might be biding his time this season, focusing on securing the factory ride and gearing up for a dominant 2025. With a brand new bike and a top-tier team behind him, the stage could be set for Marquez to reclaim his place at the pinnacle of MotoGP. While the prospect of Marquez returning to form is enticing, it's not guaranteed. His future teammate, Pecco Bagnaia, is currently in incredible form, winning both races at the Red Bull Ring last weekend and possibly on his way to becoming a 3-time world champion by the start of next year. The way Pecco has gone up a gear, he's a 2-time world champion and could easily be a 3-time champion at the start of next year, in his absolute prime. Marc will go head-to-head with him in the same garage. We know Marc is not in his absolute prime. Quote from Neil Hodgson. Marquez will face intense competition, not only from other riders but also within his own team. The dynamic between Marquez and Bagnaia could define the 2025 season, with Bagnaia's current dominance being a significant obstacle. Bagnaia's mental resilience this season has been a key factor in his success, as demonstrated by his ability to recover from setbacks. A recent example occurred in Barcelona, where Bagnaia crashed on the last lap of the sprint, only to take the lead the next day at the same corner where he crashed. The mental strength it takes to do that relentless self-belief and confidence. It's so impressive. It's the sign of a true champion, concluded from Neil Hodgson. As Marquez prepares for his new chapter with Ducati, the mental battle between him and Bagnaia could be just as crucial as their on-track performances. Marquez's ability to return to his former glory will depend not only on his physical skills but also on his mental fortitude against the younger and currently dominant Bagnaia. As we look ahead to the 2025 season, the MotoGP world is buzzing with anticipation. Will Marc Márquez rise to the challenge and dominate with Ducati, or will Pecco Bagnaia continue his reign? One thing is certain, next year promises to be one of the most exciting seasons in recent memory. Stay tuned as this rivalry unfolds. Trackhouse Racing, the new Aprilia satellite team, was widely expected to bring American talent Joe Roberts into their MotoGP lineup for the 2025 season. However, they have instead confirmed the signing of Japanese Moto2 star Ai Ogura, alongside Raul Fernandez, leaving Roberts out in the cold. We all thought it was the natural fit. The only question with Roberts was, is he fast enough this year? He has answered those questions with race victories. He's in the battle for the championship with Ogura. I feel like they've missed an open goal. Roberts is charismatic, good-looking Californian, everything you want to sell the sport to a wider audience. Roberts has been performing well in Moto2, currently sitting third in the standings, just behind Ogura, who is second. Despite this, Trackhouse has opted to sign Ogura, leaving Roberts without a MotoGP seat for next year. The decision to pass over Roberts has sparked debate about the commercial and promotional opportunities that MotoGP might be missing. As an American rider with a strong personality, Roberts seemed like the perfect candidate to help grow the sport's popularity in the US, particularly with a team like Trackhouse, which has a unique approach to fan engagement. Especially for Trackhouse, an American team trying to do it a bit differently, they are going to work on social media to grow the sport. Instead, you have chosen Ogura, who is a fraction faster on the track. I feel like it's a missed opportunity. Roberts' appeal extends beyond his on-track abilities. His California roots and charismatic presence make him a marketable figure, potentially attracting a wider audience to MotoGP, especially in a country where the sport is still growing in popularity. The decision to overlook Roberts could have long-term implications for the presence of American riders in MotoGP. With Roberts turning 28 next year and most MotoGP seats filled with multi-year contracts, the chances of seeing another American in the premier class in the near future appear slim. So there is no American rider in MotoGP, for how long? We're in the same situation with British riders. After Jake Dixon, who looks like he won't get a chance, we've got a long wait, Hodgson concluded. This situation mirrors the broader challenges faced by English-speaking riders in MotoGP, where the grid is dominated by Spanish and Italian riders. Currently, Jack Miller and Brad Binder are the only English-speaking riders in the championship, further highlighting the scarcity of opportunities for riders from other regions. As Joe Roberts contemplates his next steps, the MotoGP community is left to ponder the impact of this decision. Has MotoGP missed a golden opportunity to tap into the American market with a homegrown star? Only time will tell. For now, the focus shifts to Ai Ogura, who will make his MotoGP debut with Trackhouse Racing next season, as Roberts looks to continue proving himself in Moto2. Jack Miller's race on Sunday at the Austrian GP was a mix of potential and misfortune. After a promising fifth-place finish in the sprint race, Miller was caught in the chaos of Marc Márquez's early crash and later experienced his own downfall. I had a better start. I settled into my pace. At the beginning I was trying to take care of it more, without losing too much. After the crash, which was a little mistake, I came in a bit hot. The front end started bouncing and I couldn't do much. After the crash, I picked the bike up. I was able to do a solid race, a lot of good laps considering the bike and everything else, and finished strong. Quote from Jack Miller. Miller's reflection shows a blend of frustration and resilience. Although his race was marred by an unfortunate error, he remained focused on the positives, particularly the competitive pace he demonstrated throughout the weekend. One of the key moments in Sunday's race was Marc Márquez's crash, which had a ripple effect on other riders, including Miller. However, the Australian downplayed the impact of Márquez's mishap on his own race. No, I mean, an elbow on the tire doesn't feel that much, and even less so when there's a lot more going on, to be honest. Miller's response highlights his focus and determination to stay on course, despite the chaos that unfolded around him. His emphasis on maintaining his rhythm and not letting external factors distract him underscores his experience and mental fortitude. As the season progresses, Miller has been on a mission to regain his confidence and fine-tune his performance. He acknowledges the gradual improvements he's made since the Catalonia GP, emphasizing his efforts to find a comfortable base with his KTM machine. I've been gradually improving, I would say, since Catalonia. I'm just trying to build my confidence, a base that I feel comfortable with, and I think we're there. It was risky not to accelerate as much at the start but make up for it on the entry of the corners, and it played a trick on me. It is what it is, but I felt confident and I was able to fight, at the end of the day," Miller concluded. Miller's strategy reflects his long-term vision, prioritizing stability and consistency over short-term gains. His willingness to take calculated risks shows his intent to push the limits, even if it doesn't always pay off immediately. Despite the ups and downs of the Austrian GP, Jack Miller's focus remains on the bigger picture. As he continues to build confidence and refine his approach, the Australian rider is determined to keep pushing forward, ready to take on the challenges that lie ahead in the MotoGP season. Thanks for watching ZNGP today. This is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.